It's Jason ODB, Our Lifestyle Podcast. I want to hit you guys with a short video. I'll try to keep it short. Something I've been working on. Don't want to give away too much here, but I want to kind of show you guys something that's always boggled my mind. So you guys know I'm a huge fan of The Chronic. You got this, the lowrider photo. You have the album cover, which this is the enhanced CD. These are just a couple images. This is one of the original that came with the LP. And you got the famous lowrider photo. What I've been wanting to do is tell the story behind the person that took these photos. Now, here's the ironic thing. What you see in front of me is Michael Benabeb's his website. And I came across this article a couple years ago. It was published in 2019, so about 3 years ago. And the ironic thing about it, I think he's just mistaken on the fact that he believes he took these photos. Now, again, I'm not taking any shots at Michael. If anybody knows him or if he sees this, again, please take this as just I'm a fan of this album and I simply want to get the facts out about it. There's going to be more videos coming on this topic, but Michael Benabeb, he's taken a lot of famous photos of him, but in this post, he basically says, before I shot The Chronic, Dr. Dre album cover, the iconic Dr. Dre album cover, The Chronic, I first met Dre when he came to the studio with the young protege Snoop in 92. I didn't yet recognize either of their names, but it went off as a great shoot. 2 weeks later, I get a call from Death Row to fly out to LA to shoot the Chronic album cover. We started our shoot in the photography studio, then recording studio, and later transitioned to locations outdoor in LA. Suge Knight was my contact person and seemed to control everything. Okay. These, if you Google the Deep Cover 187 track, these are the images that were used for it. We know these were taken the same day. Snoop's got a green kind of pullover on, and greenish here, black here. He's got the same hat. Dre's got the green underneath the bill. You can slightly see right here, that is the same logo as here from what I can tell. And we can see it's green here, it's green here. Now, Dre, it does look like he changed because what you see here is a zip up. Here you don't see a zip up, so, you know, it's hard to tell, is this the same? I would assume that this pullover is the same here, but here's the key. There's two things. Number one, if you look at these photos, they are different. They look similar, but when I really started jumping in here, you know, I look at, you know, the shadow, and I'm not even a professional photographer, but I kind of look at this shadow. I look at his chin line. If you look at the way his earring is here, you can see the loop. Here you can't. Here you barely see the earring. Over here, you see a little bit more of it. You don't really see that scar that he has here. You don't really see here. And again, I'm not a professional. When I look at, he's got the green bill here. Here he's got the lighter, kind of the whitish cream color, if you will. And he's got the black hat. To me, it clearly looks black, even though they could have done some trickery to, you know, block out the logo. That was often done. You also see that he has a t-shirt on here. You can see his neckline. Here he has a t-shirt on underneath. Again, he could have taken this off, but this appears to be a black t-shirt. The thing that really gets me, though, Michael is a very successful photographer, but here's the thing. If we look at the credited or the credits on the actual The Chronic, there's a couple things. Now, I want to point out, this was one of the singles from the UK. It says here, this photo here, which we know, but it's also talking about this. It says Daniel Jordan, okay? Now, I have a press photo that I'll try to insert here. The press photo says, photo Daniel Jordan. Now, I know what you're going to say. You're going to go, well, the photo that you're showing here isn't the same photo that was on the Chronic album cover. Absolutely. I totally get it. But if you look at the actual album and you flip over the original pressing, I'll try to insert a photo here as well. You're going to see on the back, it says Daniel Jordan. Now, of course, Discogs, this is all kind of curated by, the users. Here you'll see, again, Daniel Jordan. And I've recently been able to confirm with Daniel that he shot the photos, which, again, the record company isn't going to put out an album and credit the wrong artist. But Daniel confirmed that he had taken the photos. You can see you get the credit here for The Chronic. He also gets the credit because the photo, for those that didn't know, was used on the back of the Nothing But a G Thing UK, which you just saw just a moment ago. And I think one of those he gets credit for because of The Chronic being in there. But he didn't take a lot. I'm looking forward to hopefully talking with Daniel soon, possibly through video and or just audio. We'll have to kind of see. But I wanted to kind of mention this because, again, being a fan of The Chronic, I'm always looking for fun facts about it. And I simply believe that Michael could be mistaken. Hey, 30 years ago, totally get it. But to me, these photos are totally different. Michael, I cannot find his name anywhere in the linear notes or anywhere credited. So again, I do believe he's mistaken. What my assumption is that he came and they shot the photos for the 187 track that appeared on the Deep Cover soundtrack. There was the single, so on and so forth. And if we Google... And if we jump over here and just kind of Google, I just typed in 187 Dr. Dre single. What you're going to see is you've got a couple of different photos. So you got this one's a little bit more clear to see. This Dre is wearing the Dr. Dre, and this is going to tie into this here right now. Dr. Dre is wearing the black Death Row hat on the cover of... If we go over here, he's wearing the gray. Okay, he's got his white shoes. You can kind of see his outfit there, right? If we go back and you look here again, he's got the black. I've got a reprint of this, and you can see Snoop there as well. Now, there's a couple of different images that float around from this and this one right here. Okay, so from the source. This one right here is clearly the one that Michael had posted because that's that exact photo there. So you got Dre, you got Snoop looking, you've got that color in the background, and that was the Deep Cover one that floats around a good bit. I believe it was used for, I don't know if it was the maxi single or what it was, but this is the one that you'll see. So hear me out. If you look at what Michael says, he's thinking that he shot The Chronic when he talks about when he first met him in the studio, okay? 2 weeks later, I get a call from Dre to fly out to LA to shoot The Chronic album cover. We started our shoot in the studio, then the recording studio, and later transitioned to outside of LA. So was it possible that he shot these photos and then they wanted to bring him back out? Yeah, absolutely, if he recollects that, right? But here's the thing. If you look at this photo here, this photo here looks like it's out in LA somewhere. Okay. And again, he's wearing something different. So what my assumption is that he's getting confused and he believes that he shot here he says The Chronic album cover story. Michael didn't shoot The Chronic album cover. Okay. This isn't his photo here. I'm 90% sure. I'd like to be corrected if somebody has the actual intel. But again, I have spoken through another person, a friend of Daniel Jordan's. Daniel's credited with this album cover, and I'm going to have more information coming on it. Stay tuned to OLP, hit follow, hit subscribe. I really appreciate it. And again, this isn't to call anybody out, but as a fan of something, we dig into things. We try to learn as much as we can about it. At least I do. And being a fan of The Chronic, the first release, the first album release on Death Row Records, I've always wanted to kind of get to the bottom of this. And again, I've got a lot more that I'm going to uncover related to this story. And I think it's going to be pretty cool. Shout out to all the hip hop heads out there. Death Row Records, G-Funk, you name it, Dr. Dre, the legend, and shout out to Snoop and everybody that worked on this album. I can't wait to bring you guys more information coming very soon. I'll be out in Cali, and I'll be boots on the ground working on this one. Thanks, guys. Gotcha. Peace.